Well, now I have a tablet to draw in, but what programs should I use? I guess the only way is to try some of them. Today I'll share my almost first experience of using 9 Android drawing apps, and I will rate them based on my experience and personal likings. The apps I'll review are Krita, CSP, IbisPaint, HiPaint, Tayasui Sketches, Sketchbook, Artflow, SketchPro and InfinitePaint. These are all the ones I've heard the most of. I will take a look at free plans of every app and rank their non-paid options, so I wouldn't be able to cover all details about them. I hope after this video I will be able to decide which one to pay for. Actually, I also wanted to review Infinite Design app, but whoops, I guess my free trial has ended, so I can't do so anymore. It seems to be more for vector art, so okay, I don't care that much. I'm a raster illustrator after all. First of all, let's make clear the rules. The apps will be rated by following criteria from 1 to 10. Performance, functionality, brushes, customization, and user entry point. Also, I don't think it can be scored, but I'll mention the prices. Is it free, one-time payment or subscription? How much features do you get for its price? But remember that all I'll say in this video is just my own opinion. The apps I liked may be not right for you, or it may be not right to me, but perfect for some. Everything said in this video is my subjective opinion, based on superficial look at these apps, and my very own needs and likings for drawing. I am going to make some kind of score, and I'd like to explain more deeply why I say this or that. This is why we have some rules for the review today. Remember that using any app, program or media, one can create masterpiece, and how great the work will be depends only on the creator, not on the tool. I recommend you to watch this video just to get a basic grasp on what every of these apps offer. To make your final decisions, please download and try them for yourself. I am here to entertain, not to choose what app you should sketch in. Also, I have came up with a checklist of the features I'd like to see in these apps. They are important to me as I use them pretty often, so it's like a little wish list of some kind. I guess someone can look for these things too, so I decided to include it in this rating as well. Hope it will help someone to quickly analyze should they even consider trying this app or not. If the app have all lists checked, I will give it +1 bonus point to overall ranking. I will look at the features that are present in tablet apps. Some of the apps have more functions in desktop variants though. After all the analysis, I will conclude the rating by tiers. Yeah, because it's so popular nowadays, so why not? Without further ado, let's get started. Krita is the first app in our list. I already used Krita on my PC and it was pleasantly surprising to find it for Android as well. But I was happy not for to learn. Don't get me wrong, the program is great, sure, and the tablet version has a lot of features as it does on PC. But I don't know, is it me or what? The app is really laggy. Maybe I make too large canvases, maybe I use too complex brushes, I don't know. But seriously, I cannot handle it when literally swapping between brush and transform tool takes several seconds. It looks like a pretty bad performance to me, so I'll give it a 4 out of 10. As I have already mentioned, Krita has a lot of features and tools, such as clipping masks, palettes, layer adjustments, grids, text, you nailed it. 9 out of 10. Not only that, you can customize the interface as you wish, at least in major part. The dockers can be moved around or hidden. The app has several themes. It's definitely 8 of 10 for customization to me. Also, I just love Krita's brush settings. I didn't use a lot of drawing programs before, so I guess I don't have a lot of experience besides Photoshop and Sai, but Krita's customization seems the most interesting and functional to me so far. I don't really understand it even now though. And don't let me to even start talking about watercolor brushes. I would talk about them for hours. I'm in love with them, really. Totally 10 out of 10. Oh, And did you know that you can animate in Krita? It is totally free, by the way. Even I didn't know about it. But with its wrong side comes some flaws, of course. The interface can be overwhelming for some, and I understand it. Unfortunately, Krita doesn't have simplified mode as Clip Studio Paint, for example. It will be 7 out of 10 for the beginner user experience, and we will totally talk about Clip Studio Paint later. At the end, I'd say that Krita is worth using. I think it is not really mentioned to be used on Android, judging by the performance, but still Krita is one of the most functional apps I've seen. Oh, and about the feature checklist. Let's make it quick. At least 10 layers? Checked. Layer effects? Checked. Layer groups? Checked. Alpha and clipping masks? Checked. Layer modes? Checked. Gradient map? Checked. Blue options? Checked. HSL adjustments? Checked. Transform options? Checked. Stylus sensitivity? Checked. Grids? Checked. Text editor? Checked. Navigator? Checked. PDF and PSD export? Checked. And recording is also checked. And for me, it looks like one additional point to the overall ranking. So after all math, it goes to the S tier. Actually, it is way better than I thought. I remember it being not that good when I first tried it back in my childhood, and I guess it's just because I used it on a little phone without a stylus. Yeah, it's quite self-explanatory. But at the moment, when I'm quite familiar with digital painting process and tools, it looks pretty decent. It has all things average artist could need for drawing: clipping masks, alpha lock, layer folders, transform, FX, lasso, etc. 7 out of 10 for functionality. Not too much, but quite good for a beginning. And it is not that laggy as Krita, so totally 9 out of 10 for performance. Brush settings are neat as well, but I needed time to get used to it, and I don't remember a lot of the settings already, to be honest, so I'll not go too deep into that. 6 out of 10 for brushes. Customization seems to be not that flexible as in Krita or in Clip Studio Pro, to be honest. At least they have settings for stylus and sensitivity. That's pleasing. I'll give it 5 out of 10. And lastly, user entry point. I believe a lot of beginning artists can grasp it pretty quickly. Additionally, there is learn articles implemented in the app, so everyone can learn anything they would like. And I think it's pretty easy to find some tutorials from the community, so it's 4 out of 10. For the features, there's the list. Not too shabby. Overall, it's 6 and 2 points to me. As for the price, you can even use some features for free by watching the ad. But still, it can be pretty annoying seeing ads in the corner for some. At least it doesn't force you to watch videos for every 5 minutes. For unlocking all features, you would need to pay $3 per month. But also you can just pay one time for removing all ads in the app. Pretty fair, actually, but I honestly look for other apps that have more functionality, even if it means higher price. At least we know there are several options. A tier. And talking of apps that have more functionality, Clip Studio Paint is our next. And wow, I guess I felt in love. Clip Studio is super functional, at the same level as Krita is. There's even animation tools, though I didn't have time to take a proper look at it. 9 out of 10 for functionality. And what was pleasing to me that the performance is really great for this kind of app. Its optimization is really smooth, at least with a small amount of layers. I didn't see it lagging or responding for too long. I'd give it 10, but I'm not sure how well it handles small layers, mask, fakes and others. And brushes, wow, I want to dive in and explore it even more. Brush settings have good flexibility as well, 10 out of 10. And there are watercolor brushes. Sorry, but I'm ready to give it 11 out of 10 only for that. It is just too good to me. Expect kinda making watercolor sketches on my tablet video in the future. Also, a great surprise to people who are not familiar with such interfaces. Fortunately, Clip Studio has a simple mode option, so it's quite user-friendly, 4 out of 10 for entry level. The customization is also quite neat. You can change themes, hide and show instruments and windows, so yeah, 8 out of 10. And this is how my feature list looks. All checked! Bingo! +1 point. Although Clip Studio Paint requires a subscription to unlock all features, I'd say the price is really good for this kind of app. Basic subscription for my tablet is $5, but I saw on the website that subscription prices start from $1. It is a plan for phones, I guess. I like a one-time purchase still, even though it's whopping $54. Okay, I'm ready to give that money, especially for watercolor brushes, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah, overall, I'd say I want to explore Clip Studio Paint even more, so now I'm considering a subscription for this app. 8 points overall, plus 1 for the checklist, totally S tier. Literally Procreate for Android. Okay, to be honest, I never used Procreate, so in reality I can't say if it is so, but I've heard such conclusion for many and many times. And visually, it kinda makes sense. This app is not that complex for functions, so the performance is also quite smooth. A little update from the future. Actually, after using it for one sketch, I started to saw some lags. I had around 20 layers or so. They started to become noticeable only when I used grids for perspective. I'm still not sure what you need to do for the app to just crash or go crazy with lags. I'll give it 7 out of 10 for performance. Oh, and also it has animation tools, but I didn't have time to give it a look, so sorry, I will not include it to the review. The interface is simple and clear, yet has useful features such as transformation, color correction and selection. It's a solid mid 5 out of 10 for functionality and 2 out of 10 for user entry level. Since HiPaint doesn't have too much functions, it is not really customizable, but still you can change the theme to like dark mode and adjust style sensitivity. That's great, 4 out of 10. Also, by the way, you have a chance to customize the Tools tab, so that's great as well. Brush settings are quite flexible, not as much as in first 3 of review tabs, but you still can customize your brushes pretty well, 6 out of 10. And this is how much checks I have. As for the price, well, HiPaint allows you to use all paid features for free by watching ads, but the full functionality is unlocked for around $1 per month. Also, the app allows to make one payment for individual features and functions, such as Nomad, Tiling Tool and some other. And with this many points, it goes straight to the B tier. And the next app is Sketchbook. Well, let's go quickly with ranking, as I feel that pretty much of the next apps are kinda similar to each other. For the performance, it's great, 9 out of 10, because I didn't write many layers. Functionality is meh, it's mid, 5 out of 10. Oh wait, actually no, it's 4 out of 10 to me, because clipping and alpha masks are paid options. That's great! I didn't find a lot of tools I need for painting, but even these essentials are premium cheese. There are enough brushes to get started, but honestly the settings for them are limited. It is not too many to play around with, 4 out of 10. And watercolors are... well, it is not watercolor. I don't believe it. I mean, they are quite good and I feel it would be interesting to try them, but it is not quite what I wanted. Maybe I just have too high standards. Maybe. Customization is also not that fluent because there are not so many dockers or windows as in Krita or CSP. This little pop-up at the bottom is pretty useful though, and you can set the tools you'd like to see here. Surely it's 4 out of 10 for customizations to me. Jackpot! At the end, as most of the mobile drawing apps, interface looks clean and simple, so there will be no problem for beginner artists to get used to it. 3 out of 10 for user entry level. And here's how many checks I have in my featured tool list. Blur is kinda there, but you need to pay for it, plus it's available only as a brush as far as I know. Well, the app doesn't constantly show you ads, but still all features cost around $3 and $5, and it is one-time payment. Thanks for that. Not too bad in my opinion, but I already know other options I like more. Still, I think it's worth its money. Sketchbook Premium offers plenty of brushes, stabilizing for lines and symmetry instruments, which are great, but still it is not enough for me personally. Overall it's 4 and 8 points, and it goes to BT on our list. As for simple app for sketching, sure, it's great. Sketchbook will be quite good, but not for more complex projects, at least not to me. And the next is Tayasui Sketches. And watercolors. Okay, Sketches is interesting. If you are looking for super highly functional app, it is not the case. But I just love how it mimics real-life tools, especially watercolors. Honestly, I'm ready to pay for it just for these brushes. I'm in love. For the second time. First was CSP and now Tayasui Sketches. I'm just in love. Here's how many checks it has. You can see what the accent isn't. Brushes are really good at being realistic and aesthetic, though I didn't find any more advanced brush settings, except opacity and sizes. I'll give it 5 out of 10 for functionality and 7 out of 10 for brushes. Although brushes are not really customizable, they are quite interesting. And watercolor, oh my! Performance and entry level are also good, 9 out of 10 and 3 out of 10 respectively. Customization, well, there's not so many settings to customize, so it's 5 out of 10. You can show and hide some features, which is quite neat. The price is fair, only around $2 for such watercolor tools. The app also adds some features with the Pro bundle, but I am pretty good with the watercolors already. And the payment is one time, that's good. In conclusion, it's 5 and 8 points. The app goes to B tier. Honestly, I'd send it to A just for the watercolors. I'll use it sometimes just for fun of making digital watercolors. Oh yeah? There are already just 4 apps? Really? Yippee! We are almost halfway through. I mentioned Infinite Design, and I said that my free trial has ended before I was able to make a footage for it, so I'll not rank it here. It's automatically delayed to me. Moving on. But what I did have time to read is Infinite Painter. First of all, well, the price looks kinda fishy, but it's pleasing nonetheless. At least it's one-time payment. Hey, Leify from the future here. It was literally 2 UR, but at the moment when I'm editing it, it's already 49 UR. Excuse me? I said the price is fishy, right? I didn't find the real price, sorry, so I guess the price depends on each individual. Plus there can be regional pricing difference. And wait, what? You can have only 3 layers for a free plan? Okay. But actually it's not that bad. It's even good. I was pleasantly surprised to find that Infinite's brush settings are pretty interesting. Texture, dual brushes, and even watercolor mode? Oh yeah, of course, take my money please! I'll give it 7 out of 10 for brushes and 5 out of 10 for functionality. The app has lasso, selection, layer modes, that's cool. Though Infinite Painter doesn't have all the features I like to see, but it has a plenty of them. Here's all features from my checklist that I found. Customization, well, there's not so much to customize. It is not like you have a lot of windows, but still there are plenty of tools. So it's 4 out of 10. At least there's a pen sensitivity customization, that's great. Performance is good as well, 9 out of 10. And user entry level is 5 out of 10, plus 1 point for brush settings. They can be pretty complex for newcomers. Overall, the app is quite decent. I possibly see myself keep using it, especially for the price. 6 and 2 points overall, A tier. Well, I already know that this one I will not use. I'm sorry, it's just not for me, I'm built different. There are not so many features as it is, but even more! Most of them are paid. You can't make more than 4 layers and do more than 6 times or duplicate layer for free. Cool! For the functionality, especially on the free plan, I'd give it 3 out of 10. There are some basic things and actually you can partly unlock features for ad, but still I didn't find a lot of my featured tools from the list. But the premium unlocks it for $4. Thanks! But I'd rather spend it on real markers. Brush settings are also not that flexible. Like, you can't change the size, flow and opacity, and even can change the layering mode for an individual brush. But still, there are no dual brushes or other more advanced settings. 3 out of 10, also because there are not so many brushes to begin with. User entry level is 3 out of 10 also. There are not so many functions, so it wouldn't take too much time to get familiar with. Performance is 9 out of 10, not lagging. As for customization, well, there are not so many features, so there's almost nothing to customize. At least you can select left or right-handed mode and bring palette panel to the canvas. Cool. Honestly, maybe I am dumb, but I am already done with this feature that always hides my toolbar when I'm using my pen. It is really inconvenient to me to always stop one more time for the tab to open. 3 out of 10. Not so many things to customize. At the end, it's 4 and 2 for overall score. Artflow goes straight to B tier, but I'd send it to delayed, to be honest. I'm not gonna use it. Another sketch, but this time pro. But I won't say so. Actually, just at the first glance I found some crucial flaws. For example, I didn't find settings for pen sensitivity, like, at all. It feels like the brush is just trying to simulate pressure at the head and at the end, but it doesn't respond to pressure at all. Like, what is that? How should I draw with it? I don't know, maybe sensitivity unlocks with premium plan, or maybe I'm just blind, but still it's quite limiting. And to make things even worse, brush settings are not really flexible. It would be 4 out of 10 to me, but just for the sensitivity I'll give it 3 out of 10. Also, I didn't find clipping masks, so I'd not draw big projects with many layers. There are these many features checked. As for functionality, I'll give it 3 out of 10. No clipping masks, no layer modes. At least you can create more than 3 layers for free. Thanks! Performance is great as there's not so many things to lag. The interface is not that customizable, like at all. You can only bind some hotkeys, but none of the windows can be moved around as far as I know. And it is not that difficult to understand the workspace, so it is 3 out of 10 for both entry level and customization. Oh, you can't use premium features by watching ads, by the way. If you like to use these premium tools, you need to buy the subscription. It is $3.33 per month as mentioned on the website. In my humble opinion, other apps can give you more functions for free, so make your own decisions. With this many points, it goes to B tier, but honestly, it's already delayed tier to me. I'm not using it. And yippee! All 9 apps are ranked. Here's how it all concludes. Some apps have something interesting on their own. For example, Krita with its animation tools and brush settings, HiPaint with its close proximity to Procreate, and Sketches with these beautiful watercolors. Watercolors are still my favorite in Krita. Gosh, even if it's so laggy, I don't care. I will use it anyway. Remember, this video is my subjective opinion. I gave some apps D tier, but I totally admit that I can just miss something, or maybe I didn't have a chance to fully know the functionality of the apps, especially counting that I use most of them for literally 1-2 hours. So please make your own decisions. Also, if you disagree with my opinion or have something to add, feel free to write about it in the comments. I will be glad to discuss. Also, it can be informative for other viewers. In general, I'd say that actually using any of these apps you don't lose a lot, if you don't compare them to Photoshop or Affinity Painter, of course. Majority of the apps already have the most basic features you could need. Only the last app kinda didn't get it. So it's a great start for everyone, both if you are a beginner in digital art or trying to find alternatives for PC software like I do. It is great to know there are still quite good options for free. And you made it to the end. Thanks for watching and hope this video will help you to understand these apps a little bit better. It was quite exhausting to make, but hey, at least I had fun with it, and now I'm sure what apps I'm going to subscribe to. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to this channel for future updates. I'm also making art lessons time to time and talking about artistic life in general. Well, that's it for now. Bye!